Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Robbins. Today we're just going to be reviewing the differences between the ancient Olympics and the modern Olympics. Now the ancient Olympics took place, they started in Olympia in 776 BC. The games only lasted for about 5 days and only men and boys could participate and compete. So girls, you would probably just be on the sidelines watching, or you may not even be there. It was all about the men and the boys in the ancient Olympics. Day 1 is when the athletes spent the day getting ready to compete, training, exercising, practicing for all the events that were going to take place. Day 2 is when they had the chariot races. Now just so you know, the chariots were the two-wheeled carriages that were pulled by 4 horses. On the second day, the athletes also did the foot races and the long jumps. Day 3, that's when there was a big feast. And later in that day, there were foot races and wrestling and boxing for just boys. So boys had their day on day 3. Day 4 was about the men. That's when they did the foot races and boxing and wrestling. Day 5 is when the winners were crowned, and the winners were given crowns that were made of olive leaves. Let's see how this compares to the modern Olympics. But in the ancient Olympics, the events that took place were mainly track and field. So the events were very limited. You can only do certain things. If track and field is your type of thing, then you would be great with the ancient Olympics. If you were talented in a different kind of event, maybe like swimming or basketball or skating, then the modern Olympics is where you want to be. The modern Olympics, let's get a little bit into that. We see some different things here. In the modern Olympics, men and women can participate. Okay? Not just boys, so it's men and women. That's one big change. It's not just men. Athletes come from all parts of the world to compete. It wasn't just based in is not just based in Olympia. They come from everywhere. Athletes come from the United States of America. They come from all over. Depending on where the Olympics are located when it happens, all the athletes go there, whether they're from Africa, whether they're from the United States, whether they're from China. They all come to a certain place. The modern Olympics last longer than 5 days. They last up to 21 days. Now remember, the ancient Olympics lasted for 5 days, so that wasn't that long, and then they really didn't have a lot of time to compete. The athletes competed. They compete now in many different events other than track and field. Remember I said that it's not as limited as the ancient Olympics. In the modern Olympics, there are events such as swimming, tennis, skating, track and field, volleyball, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball. That's just to name a few. There's a variety of events that you can participate in today's modern Olympics. And a big, huge difference is that when you win, you get the medals. There's the gold, which is what everybody's looking for. Then there's the silver, and then there's the bronze. So it's different. Instead of just getting the crown made of olive leaves, you get a medal. You can take it home, okay? So that's something that's amazing. And that ends our review on the differences between the ancient Olympics and the modern Olympics.